Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I am going to show you how I made this really cute little shaker card. You can use it as a greeting card or add it into a journal. This one I'm going to be sending to my daughter. She has a black cat named Onyx, and she just got married and moved into a new apartment, so I thought this would be cute to send her as like a, new home, sort of welcome to your new home or whatever. And yeah, I thought it was super cute. It's using the Kokorosa die. This one has a little jar with a cat and a little paw. I just thought it was super cute. And I guess you could say this is like a food jar for the cat's treats. I don't know. But I just thought it was really cute. And the paper that I used is from My Mind's Eye. It's an older paper pad called Meow. I don't know if it's available anymore. I'll try and find it online and put links for it if I do have it, or if I could find it, I'll put them down below. But this one is a really cute paper pad, 6x6. It has lots of different patterns of kitty cats and things to do with kitty cats. Kind of a pink and black and a little bit of green theme. So yeah, if you haven't seen the video on my haul video on my new Kokorosa dies, I'll put a link for that down below, but I featured this card, and yeah, I wanted to show you how I made it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull out a little bit here. So what I have a piece of black. I have several sheets of black here, but one sheet that is 6.5 by 10. I think that's what it is. I've forgotten already. So let me see here. Yeah, 6.5 by 10. And this is going to be the card base. So I'm just going to fold that in half. You can do this as big as you want it. I tend to go for like a little bit bigger than a note card size. So I just like bigger cards. So that's our base. And then I took another piece of black cardstock and cut it into 4 pieces that are big enough to cover the die, because I'm going to cut 4 black of the jar with the circle in the center, because I want to cut the circle out. And then I have some pink cardstock that I will cut 1 piece of the pink to go on the very top. You could use whatever color, you could use all pink in there, but I had more black, and this black is a little bit thicker than the pink, so that's why I chose the pink, or chose the black for the layers. And then I'm going to cut 1 out of this paper here with the little cat heads. This will be my background inside the shaker card. And then I'm going to pull another one out to be the background on the base of the card. So I'm going to see if I have one of the other of this one. That's really cute. I'm going to pull that out, as I'm going to use that. I'm hoping I have more of that. This is double-sided. Might have to choose another piece here. Which one do I want to use now? I really liked that one. So I need to pick another one. There's only a little bit left, and I don't think it's not going to be big enough. And this isn't going to be wide enough. I could do a separate I guess I'll just use this as the background, even though it doesn't have cats. Or I could use that. I think I'll use the cat head one. I really liked pulling in all the different colors, but I think I want a cat on the background. But that one is my favorite, I think, out of all these. So it'll be a little bit different than my other one. I must have used the other sheet in a different project or something. All right, so I have these three. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut this down so it leaves a little black border around the edge. So just kind of line this up here. So that is a little bit of an edge there. And then I'm going to cut a little strip of this to go across the bottom. So I'm going to include 3 of the lines that say meow in there. Looks like that's about 1.25 inches. You can totally use the jar and then add other things. It doesn't have to be cat themed on this. So that will go there and like that. Go ahead and I have ribbon. This ribbon here, it's an Ofray little black with white dots sheer. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie some ribbon around here. I always like to add ribbon. You know, if this is going to be, I mean, this kind of a card will add to your postage if you're sending it. But if you're just going to hand somebody a card, totally like to use ribbon and things to add dimension. And then if you're going to use it in a journal or whatever, of course your journal is you're not going to be shipping that probably, or if you are, you're putting it in a box, so it doesn't matter. So go ahead and trim that. And I'm going to glue this down. First I'll glue this piece. You can use double-sided sticky tabs or tape or whatever. I always just use tacky glue because I know it's going to stay. It doesn't dry very wrinkly. Of course, this is a thicker paper. And then I will stick this down. Oops. Sorry about that. Down along the bottom. Okay, so now let's work on the shaker. And then at the end we'll add in the sequins and everything. Okay, so let's pull in. I've got my Sizzix. And what I'm doing here, and I'm really close I'm going to pull out just a little bit more. There we go. I have my die. I want these to be, since I pulled them apart, I did that because when it comes together, it has little tabs that are all connecting, and when you cut it out, it leaves little holes there, and so, and it also comes with the paw connected to it too. So if you left it all together, it would leave the paw hole and leave little tiny tab holes in what you're cutting. So that's why I took them apart. So what we need to do is tape this onto the paper. We can actually tape it two ways. You can either use washi tape and tape it down on your platform, or you can tape it to one side of the paper. So I think I'm going to try taping it down on the platform and then putting my tape down, or putting my paper down. The thing is, you want to get all of your pieces that you're cutting the same, so when you stack them, they all line up. So that's the challenge here. And I'm going to cut out one of the little paw prints. So I only need to do that on one of the sheets. But I have washi and I'm just going to put tape across the whole thing here. And then start with one of my sheets. And I'm just going to go through and cut all of these out. I'm going to do the 4 black, one of the pink, and then just a jar piece of this background. All right, so we're going to take the base piece here and we're going to start gluing all of our black jar pieces on. You kind of want to line them up, make sure you have them in the right direction so they all line up. And it's okay if this shows in there. So I think I've got them all the right way. So I'm going to just start gluing them. And you need the different layers to make it thick enough so that the shaker bits will shake. And if you have thicker paper, then you don't have to layer as many up. But I just have this one thickness. I think it's probably 65-pound cardstock. So right now we're just making it so that there's like a little bowl right in here. Just keep putting glue down. I try and get it around the edge as well so that the shaker bits don't fall into a little pocket or whatever in there. They just kind of stay in their little, inside this part. Another thing you could do, you have this jar die. You could use a heart-shaped metal die if you have that, or basically any shape that you want to make your shaker part. And we'll put the last piece down here. That's a nice little space in there. And then before we put down the pink, we're going to fill this up, but I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and I'm going to glue my acetate onto the back. So I just had these little acetate, clear acetate bags that I put stuff in for like my Etsy shop or whatever. These I found at the Daiso store, but you can buy them on Amazon. So I'm just cutting a little piece of it into a square big enough to cover that hole. That will go right down on top, and I didn't, let's see. Yeah, I cut it too skinny. I didn't do what I was supposed to. So I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger. This should be good. Just kind of eyeballing it. So that works good. And what now you want to do is put glue around the edge of this piece. And then I'm going to take my finger and kind of smush it around, because we don't want it to glob into the inside. We just want it enough there so that the acetate sticks to it. So even that, I got some right in there. That's not what I wanted to happen, but we'll just have to clean it up. My fingers are very sticky too. I need to rub some of the glue off so I'm not tracking it everywhere. I got pieces there that I didn't want. I'll have to take, after this dries, I'll take a little wet paper towel and wipe that glue off there. But it's on this side, so I can still wipe it on the outside. So now what we need to do is add in our little shaker parts. And what I have is some black glitter. I have these little flakes, and you can find these at Michael's. This, I actually found this in the bins, the Goodwill bins, this little set. So it's perfect for doing shakers, or like if you have UV resin, charms, or anything like that. And then I have some black sequins. So I'll put some of those in there. So I'm going to start by putting a few little black sequins. And then I'll add in some of the flakes. A couple little pinches. And then some of the glitter. Just a pinch. Very messy. Okay. Kind of clean up around. Oops. Okay, it's kind of messy, but you don't have to use the glitter part. You can stick with just sequins, and I'm just making a big old mess here. Okay, so now if you need to trim off some acetate, do that. I'm going to trim this because it went over just a tad bit there. And then we're going to glue this down. Just got some glitter there. Well, that's okay. So now I'm going to still trim because I see I didn't get that all. There we go. And I think it's going to be easier for me to put the glue down on this. No, it's not because of my shaker bit, so it's going to be a little bit harder. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on this part. So kind of go up around the edge. This I think is the trickiest part of making a shaker, is the top layer, because you don't want the glue to seep to where it's not supposed to be. And then we'll stick it down on top. Line it up. All right. That is really cute. Now I'm going to take my ribbon and tie, well, actually I glued the little paw print on, so let's do that. Bring over my paw print pieces. When you cut these pieces out, it's really hard to lose those little tiny pad parts, so just be careful to keep track of those. I had to cut another paw print out because I lost one of the little pads. So let's glue that part. And then the easiest way I found was just to put 4 little dots of glue for the pad. The little pads like that, and stick our pieces, which are almost impossible. Those are so tiny. If you have little tweezers, that's easier, but I seem to be popping these right on here. The glue kind of gets messy. Kind of have to arrange them after you stick them down on top of the glue. But the glue will dry clear, so trying to get this one to move a little bit. There we go. That's super cute. And then I have one of the cats. So I'm going to put the cat right down there. like it's sitting on the jar, looking at its food, to the ginormous jar of food. So cute. Okay, then I'm going to tie it with the ribbon. Let's see here. Since I have the paw print on the right side, I'm going to tie the ribbon on the left, like a little double knot. Just like that. And then trim it off there. All right. Just kind of clean up the little glitter bits here. So that turned out really cute. So you could just make it into a shaker, but I wanted to add it to the card. Just like that. All right. Last thing I'm going to do is add a few of these sequins. I'm going to put some in the corners. Now with this card, since this is kind of plain, this one I loved like this because it had the cat and the words, but you could add like a saying or something on there, stamp it onto white and put, put that right there. But I didn't pull anything out this time. The sequin there. And you can just keep adding stuff, whatever. But this is what I'm doing. All right. They turned out really cute. There we go. So cute. Love the shaker parts. Alrighty. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and check out the other video, the unboxing of the Kokorosa dies and the other cards that I made, as well as check out Kokorosa Studio. I'll have their website and a coupon code for you. And yeah, I really love their stuff and I love incorporating them into making cards. You could do scrapbooks, junk journals, traveler's notebook, your planner, whatever. And they have very reasonable prices on all their dies. They also have paper. They have all kinds of other stuff. They have acrylic or clear stamps, things like that. So many fun things to use in your paper crafting. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. Check out my Instagram. I'm at Creative Crafticality. I also have an Etsy shop, and those links will be down in the description. Okay, this is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.